It's a perfect day in Charleston as we get ready for Southern Conference football. Today, two hot teams go head-to-head as the Citadel Bulldogs welcome the Catamounts of Western Carolina. I'm Dave Weinstein alongside our quarterback, Vad Lee, Madison Little on the sideline. Both teams enter on a winning streak, but Vad, they're doing it in different ways.
Yeah, they certainly do, Dave. I mean, this team, Western Carolina team led by head coach Kerwin Bell, this guy got a lot of football experience, and they're playing like it. They like to pass the ball. They like to get the ball into a lot of guys' hands, and they like to score a lot of points. And Citadel got their work cut out for them today. But if you're Citadel, led by head coach Maurice Drayton, he want his blue-collar Bulldogs to answer the challenge by protecting this house. They got to play better at home, and they are looking to protect their house today.
And a quick look at the Southern Conference standings. Both teams in the top half, Vad, this one's important.
This one is very important. If you're Western Carolina, you want to keep it going. You're 3-0 in the conference. And if you're Citadel, you got a chance to tie it up with Western Carolina, give them their first loss in the conference.
And for Western, it's not just a player to watch, it's a player of the year candidate in Teron Dickens.
Teron Dickens. This kid is playing grown man quarterback, completing 76% of his passes. He can move around in the pocket. He has great IQ. Great fundamentals, and man, he gets the ball to a lot of guys' hands.
For the Citadel, let's talk about the hard-hitting linebacker, Mikey Rosa.
Man, Mikey Rosa. They're going to need this guy to show up big today. As we just talked about Teron Dickens, they need Mikey Rosa to get in that backfield. He's coming off 2 consecutive games with a sack. 7 tackles last week. This Bulldog team will need Mikey to come up big.
Now let's kick it down to the sideline and Madison Little.
Well, guys, both teams definitely feel like they have something they could prove today. The Citadel, they're looking to go for 3 straight wins for the first time since 2019. I talked to head coach Maurice Drayton before the game, and he told me that 3rd win has been an Achilles heel in the past, but his team is not focusing on that. The goal today is to go 1-0. On the other side, Western Carolina is looking at something even bigger. They want a SoCon championship, and that would be the first in program history. Head coach Kerwin Bell told me this is the best shot they've had at it, and he knows a thing or two about making history, guys. Back in 1984, as a quarterback at Florida, he helped lead them to their first ever SEC title. He said fans were lighting the streets in Gainesville. Grown men were crying tears of joy, and now he's hoping to bring that same kind of magic to Cullowhee. And a win today, guys, would be a step in the right direction. Back to you.
Thanks, Madison. This one will certainly go a long way, Vad, to deciding who may win the Southern Conference at the end of the season. Explosive kick returner Braylon Noth is back to receive this one for the Citadel. Stephen Brantley, the punter for Western Carolina, he handles kickoffs. And we are underway from Johnson Hagood Stadium. It's a touchback.
Yeah, Dave, we'll see the Citadel. They're coming out with their offensive drive, and they want to sustain drives this game. And so we'll see what they can do getting the ball first.
Well, they've rushed for over 300 yards each of the last 2 weeks, Vad, both wins. That'll be paramount against Western Carolina, keeping their explosive offense off the field.
Absolutely. A good offense can also be a good defense as well, especially with that triple option run game that they come with. They're already set up with the 12 personnel right here, and so we'll see.
Kobe Tompkins getting the start at quarterback for the Citadel. Be he and Quentin Hayes taking turns throughout this one. Tompkins completing 61% of his passes. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He is met. That's the linebacker, Hayward McQueen, out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Man, really great job by Hayward McQueen. You can tell that these guys have been coached up on that fundamental set by that formation set by the Citadel. As we see right here, he's just coming right down, kind of missed a block, and the Citadel missed a block, but great job by him. That's going to take aggressiveness on their defense all game long.
Second on the team in tackles with 31 heading into today. Javante Graves Billups behind Tompkins. On the option, Tompkins will keep. Not much there, Vad.
No, not much there at all. So far as I'm seeing this Western Carolina linebackers, these guys are playing downhill. They're not just setting their feet. They're not just buzzing their feet, but these guys are getting downhill early on. So, You might, if you're Citadel, the way that they're coming out so far, be expecting play action pass maybe, Dave, in the drives to come.
Coach Bell on our call was very happy with his linebackers, McQueen, Jordan Thompson. 3rd and long. 3rd and 11 for the Bulldogs. Again, it's Tompkins. Picks up a yard. And be a punting situation upcoming for the Citadel.
Yeah, really great job by Western Carolina Catamounts. Their defense, man. You want to get these drives. You want to get Citadel offense off of the field, and you want to get the ball to your all-star quarterback.
Citadel try to flip the field here. Their all-star punter, James Platt, averaging 47.3 yards per punt. That's currently 4th in the FCS. Has 9 punts inside the 20, 13 of 50-plus so far.
A beauty.
Towards the sideline, that was Tyre. A good punt from Platt, not returnable.
Not returnable at all, and that's kind of what you want. You know, if you're a punter, you want to put them in a tough position, and he did that right there. That was a beauty. It was a spiral as well.
So here's the Catamounts offense led by Teron Dickens, redshirt sophomore out of Miami, Florida. He's the SoCon's leading passer, that in only 4 games played, over 1,600 yards. How about 17 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a 79% completion percentage?
Incredible.
Rolls to his left. That'll take off up the middle. Gains maybe a yard.
Yeah, you know, Teron Dickens is not a big runner. You know, he likes to put the ball in the air, and he likes to beat you from the pocket. And when you have an opportunity, if you're Citadel right there, to start the game off with just almost a sack, but he ended up gaining a 1-yard gain. That is great. And there's our guy, their player to watch, Michael Rosa.
Pat Boyd Jr. runs into a wall. No gain on the play, maybe half yard, so it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 for Western Carolina. Catamounts, explosive offense. They lead the Southern Conference in total offense, number 14 in the nation. Dickens goes down. A flag on the ground as well.
And there's our guy, Mikey Rosa, again in the backfield right there. Of course, we got to see if this will hold up for the Citadel's defense, but so far we're seeing a physical game on defense so far.
Jeremiah Holmes thought he came up with the football. Wait for word on the flag. Our referee is Bruce Austin.
Personal foul, chop block, number 78 of the offense. That penalty be declined, 4th down.
The flag is on the Catamounts. It's a good start, Vad, for the Bulldogs defense.
Absolutely. Great start led by Mikey Rosa right there. Then Jeremiah Holmes finishing it. I thought he had a fumble recovery right there, but great job by the defense being physical and fast and getting downhill on this quarterback.
Stephen Brantley set to punt. Junior from Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, averaging 45.1 yards per punt. That's good for 4th in the Southern Conference. Gets it away. And it'll bounce out of bounds. The Bulldogs will take over with pretty good field position. We'll take a break from Johnson Hagood Stadium. No score between the Catamounts and the Bulldogs. Both defenses looking good so far. Vad, give us some keys to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Western Carolina, you want to win 3rd downs. You know, you want to get this team going. And as we see, they got the sack on the last drive right there. You want to win 3rd down offensively and defensively, and you want to stop the downhill runs. You want to make Citadel spill it to the outside. And if you're Citadel, you want to sustain long drives. Keep this ball in your possession, and then you want to create turnovers on defense.
Second possession of the game upcoming for the Citadel. And Kobe Tompkins looking to pass. Tompkins wide open downfield. He's got a man. Braylon Knopf at the 10, 5, touchdown, Bulldogs.
Man, fire those cannons. As I said on the last drive, look for that play action pass. These Western Carolina guys, they have been playing downhill so far, and the Citadel took advantage of it on the first play of the possession.
Second touchdown of the season for Braylon Knopf. His first one was earlier this year at Gardner-Webb, his first career TD. An explosive play here in the first quarter for his second career touchdown. Ben Barnes on for the extra point. And it is good. So Vad, after a conservative first drive, the Bulldogs take to the air, and it's a strike.
Yeah, I almost think that was intentional at this point because you wanted to see how these linebackers and how this secondary was going to play. And as we see, the linebackers are already coming up. Look at how many defenders are up there, and nobody's back. There's no one in the middle of the field, and Braylon Knopf did a great job of running the distance. Great pitch and catch by the Citadel's offense.
It's a 61-yard touchdown pass from Tompkins to Knopf. And the Bulldogs have a 7-0 lead over undefeated in the conference, Western Carolina.
Absolutely, and man, you sense a new life, a new energy right here. Certainly coming off of that first drive, you go 3 straight plays and only gain, I think, a yard on that first possession. And here we go, the first play is almost like they were itching to get that opportunity.
Ben Barnes getting set to kick off here. 23 kickoffs this season, 10 touchbacks. Explosive returner for Western Carolina. Dominic Dutton with great speed. Vaddy averages just over 30 yards per return. Had a 97-yard touchdown return against Elon, so they have to be careful with Dutton back there.
Absolutely. This is going.
This is returnable for Dutton. Fields it at the 4.
Oh, they got a wall.
Dutton finds a crease. Tackled at the 31.
Great tackle right there by the Citadel special teams. I believe that was Lee Alexander Jr. Man, if Lee did not shoestring tackle him right there, that had a chance to be out.
See how dangerous Dutton is with his track speed. He was state runner-up at the 100 and the 200 meters in Virginia at Glen Allen High School. The second possession for the Catamounts. The Cadets look on. Great day for football here in Charleston. Dickens on the keeper. He slices up the middle. A nice gain on first down.
Yeah, that's a big gain right there. If you're the quarterback in Western Carolina, and that's 6 yards on a first down run. And so far, we're seeing Western Carolina do a lot of motion, and as you see, they go fast.
Dickens a dual threat, 226 yards rushing through 4 games coming into today. Going to take to the air. Now he takes off. Dickens. Another big gain, and it's a first down for the Catamounts.
Yeah, I love how he was pointing to acting as if there was a lead blocker, but there was no lead blocker. But as we see, he didn't get the ball clean right there, and he just didn't feel good. But there he is pointing. There's nobody to block that guy. You better get down.
His pass is complete to Malik Knight. Knight breaks a tackle, and he's loose down the sideline to the 10. And the Catamounts are in business inside the 10. They'll have a first and goal.
And let me tell you, as a former quarterback, scratch that, as a quarterback, right, they feel so good when you can just throw, pitch, and catch a simple curl route, and your guy goes the distance, man. That feels good, and that's a confidence booster type of throw.
Catamounts moving quick here. In motion, that's the tight end Blackman. Rolling to his right, connects once again. Wrestled down at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, got a flag on the play. This one may be coming back.
It was Painter Richards Baker on the reception, 5th-year player out of Hillsborough, North Carolina. Called on receiver James Tyre and the running back Pat Boyd.
Yeah, Coach Bell is not happy about that. He's letting them hear it. You certainly don't want positive plays going backwards.
Again, it's first down this time. Further back. Boyd gets the carry, spins forward. See how quick Pat Boyd Jr. is. Not a big back, 5'10", 170, but he's their leading rusher, averaging almost 6 yards a carry this season, 5.7 yards. And he's a dual threat because he started his career as a wide receiver. They transitioned him to running back.
Man, the more things you can do, the longer you play in this game of football. And there we see Kel Williams for the first time coming downhill at the safety position.
Dickens rolls and completes. Touchdown, Catamounts. That's Malik Knight.
Just another day at the office for this young man at the quarterback position. Great job by finding him. First, he had to make a guy miss. He had to beat him with speed to the sideline and then just pitch and catch on the sideline right there on the out route.
Third touchdown of the season for Malik Knight. Had one last week against Furman. Extra point opportunity for Marcus Trout, the freshman from Cocoa, Florida. And that is right down the middle. So after 2 3-and-outs, both teams get their offensive going. Tompkins deep downfield to Braylon North. And a big score for the Bulldogs, and the Catamounts answer back. It's Dickens to Malik Knight. We're tied at 7 here in Charleston.
Well, today's game is the Citadel's Cancer Awareness Game, and for kicker Ben Barnes, it carries a little extra meaning. He lost his mom to cancer this past offseason, and Coach Drayton told me the team really rallied around him then, and they're continuing to rally around him now. When he had to step away from the team for a bit, they were calling, FaceTiming, making sure he knew that he had their full support. And today, Ben is wearing a wristband. All month long, he will wear that in honor of his mother and to continue to bring awareness to the fight against cancer. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Madison. Coach Drayton called Ben a beam of light, always has a big smile on his face. Great young man that's going to do great things in this world. It is Leaders in Philanthropy Weekend, so we should mention Coach Drayton's foundation, Montreal's Many Heartbeats. Through that foundation, they normally give money to pediatric cardiac patients, but this time the team has earned some money, and they're taking a portion of that. They're going to be giving it to Coach Drayton's foundation so that it can be donated specifically to MUSC for cancer awareness. He didn't want it publicized, Vad, but because they talk about doing things right without recognition, but it's the right thing to do, and they're not looking for accolades, but we wanted to give them a shout out for a great cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to shout out the Citadel football team as a whole, led by head coach Maurice Drayton. But we also want to give our big heart to Ben Barnes. You know, I mean that's tough when you walk in alongside of that. It's still very fresh for him, and so we certainly would love to just extend our arms to Ben Barnes.
Well, in this possession, the Bulldogs have a new quarterback. That's Quentin Hayes, number 17. Richard sophomore out of Enterprise, Alabama. Air Force transfer. And a give here to Bo Harrington. Harrington dives to the 30-yard line. Harrington's a guy that you've been really high on, Vad, coming off of a season-high 10 carries, 54 yards last week against Valdosta State.
Yeah, last week he did an amazing job. And every time he got the ball, and there we see Citadel was able to beat their guys on the edge, and great job by their offensive line. Again, Western Carolina is looking to stop the downhill attack. They want to be able to stop the run game within the box, and they want it to spill out to the outside. So Citadel has to do a great job on the perimeter game of ensuring that they're blocking and getting it out.
2nd and 5. Again, it's Harrington. He's driven back. A loss on the play.
Yeah, when you like something, you kind of go back with it. I'm kind of like that myself when I go to restaurants. So they just ran the same play. The previous play was the same play to the right side of the field, and then they said, hey, let's try to do this to the left side, and Western Carolina was on it.
Well, I lost a yard, so it's 3rd and 6. Harrington remains the back behind Quentin Hayes. This one receiver split right. On the option, Hayes.
Whoa.
He is dumped. Samari Dukes, senior out of Miami, Florida.
My. Western Carolina just came down on the quarterback and made him feel it, made him second guess the triple option approach. Man, these guys came downhill. That's the wrong replay right there, but we'll get it. But man, we got to get that one because that was massive.
Dukes, who had 6 tackles and a forced fumble last week against Furman, comes up with the big stop. Punt from Platt. That one spins out of bounds.
Got some pressure there.
Catamounts will have good field position when we come back. 7:08 left to go in the first. We're tied at 7.
Of himself during their Wednesday 2-minute drills. Dickens had won 9 in a row, but when his teammates claimed they sacked him last week, he does not think they sacked him. He fired back with a 40-yard bomb on 4th and 15 to win it, and even after that, guys, he wouldn't let it go. He argued all night, insisting that he was not sacked, and that fire has totally rubbed off on his team. This whole team competes on every snap, and we've seen it, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, Madison, you talk about that swag. He breeds confidence to the whole football team. First game or two, he came back. He had to pull them out of the darkness. And his last game, they had 300 yards rushing, so it's like they're starting to believe in all parts of the game since he's come back. And it speaks to the confidence they have in him as a quarterback. That's so competitive. Yeah, shows that kind of competitiveness in practice and filters through the whole team.
Yeah, we don't get sacked in practice.
And a quick hitter to the tight end, Josiah Thomas. He leads all tight ends in receiving. 18 receptions, 145 yards, and 2 TDs coming into this game. Had a touchdown last week against Furman. Handoff to Townsend. He gets tripped up. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Tyreek McDaniel got him on the shoestring tackle right there. Really great job on the shoestring, as we see right there on the shoestring tackle by Tyreek McDaniel.
Townsend remains the back. He had 53 yards and a touchdown last week against the Paladins. Dickens, all sorts of time, now runs out of it. His receiver slipped. That was Josiah Thomas. He was open for a moment.
Yeah, absolutely. He was open, and unfortunately, he slipped right there. You know, if you're Western Carolina, you know, typically in a football game, when there's a lot of incomplete passes, but when you're Western Carolina and you're Teron Dickens and you incomplete a pass, you're kind of like, man, what the heck? What's going on, right? And when you go 53 for 56 in one game.
It's 3rd and 10 for the aforementioned Dickens. And a SoCon Offensive Player of the Week twice already this season. Scrambles to his right. Dickens makes a man miss, but not the second. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, Vad.
I love the game plan. So far, we're seeing the game plan play out for the Citadel defense. That time, they had Bradley Jones in the box, spying the quarterback right there. He almost made the sack, but he couldn't finish him to the ground. But as we see, Bradley Jones, a defensive back, is up in the box, just staring at the quarterback. Look at him, just staring at him, waiting for him to go. Mind you, Bradley Jones is a track runner as well. Hard to get away from him, Dave.
Yeah, he has the speed to keep up with these fast Catamounts. Brantley on to punt. Gets it away. Noth will let it bounce at the 5.
Great decision.
Rolls into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, great decision right there. Braylon Knopf, the guy who took it the distance. Now we got this Citadel offense ready to come back. You know, Dave, the first drive, they went first down, second down, third down, run. Then they came out with the second drive, a pass play that went all the way to the house. This last third drive, they went 3 straight run plays again. So if we're following the pattern, I'm calling a pass right here.
Well, it certainly was effective against this talented Catamount secondary. Taking a look at Maurice Drayton, the head coach for the Citadel in his 3rd season. Hometown hero, trying to bring the Bulldogs back to prominence. Standout former player and assistant at the Citadel, and then spent 7 years working in the NFL. A 2-year starter at corner. Out of Monk's corner. And a big play here. Garrison Johnson down to the 25-yard line.
Rumble, young man, rumble. Man, what a great job by the offensive line setting that up for big Garrison Johnson, who's not just a big back, but he's a big back with speed. As you see right there, the Western Carolina entire defense, they over pursued to the left because Citadel has been running on the outside game, but here they were able to hit it up the middle and get it gone.
Johnson had 3 touchdowns last week against Valdosta State. Gain of 2 on the play, but a flag is down.
Illegal substitution defense. 12 men on the field during the play. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
Yeah, Coach will not be excited. Coach Curran Bell will not be excited. As we took at the replay right there, great job. Look at those big boys. Not just look at Garrison, but look at those guys running downfield. That offensive line set it up tremendously. And again, because the Citadel offensive attack has been running east and west, that was a perfect call and a perfect opportunity for them to get north.
Johnson averages 4 yards per carry. That number is going to go up after that play. Spinning forward, getting close to the first down marker is Javante Graves-Billups.
Yeah, direct snap for Javante Graves-Billups. You're already starting to see the Citadel do some different things with their offense so far, as you like to see. You know, obviously you're going to get the option game from this football team, but there's ways that you can be creative around the offensive formation to confuse the defense to set up more opportunity to run the ball.
A 2nd and 8 for the Citadel. This is Sebastian Boyle trying to break to the outside, unable to get there.
Yeah, great job right there by the Catamounts. Their defensive back came up and made the tackle. Samari Dukes put his Dukes up right there and was able to stop it.
Sets up a 3rd and 3 for the Citadel. Garrison Johnson is your running back. (15-10), slicing inside the 5. That's Quentin Hayes.
Great job being patient right there by quarterback Quentin Hayes. Typically when quarterbacks get those opportunities to run, the delayed quarterback run right there, typically you're going too fast and you're not allowing it to set up. And right there, Quentin Hayes got skinny right there to get more yards on the play.
Hayes wrestled down, no gain. Catamounts were all over that, Vad.
Yeah, they were all over that, and the Catamounts are playing no safety deep. Of course, they got beat deep on that last drive, but they're saying, hey, you got to beat us in the pass game. We're not just going to allow you to continue to run on us.
It'll be a 2nd and 5. Second and goal from the 5, I should say. Johnson slips. Takes it to the 4.
Yeah. Man, they had something going right there. If you're Citadel, you're disappointed with the results of that play because you had big number 53 pull. Big number 53, Miles Robinson, he pulled, and he had a really great setup right there. And 2 offensive linemen finished in the end zone. They carried their men back. So you're a little disappointed with the results of that play right there. But if you're Western Carolina, man, this is a huge third down opportunity right here for them.
A triple option look here for the Bulldogs. On the keeper, touchdown, Quentin Hayes.
Quentin Hayes, man, again, being patient in the run game if you're the quarterback for Citadel. And so far, momentum is definitely swinging the Citadel's way as this first quarter winds down.
3rd touchdown on the ground this season for the Air Force transfer, Quentin Hayes. Gives the Bulldogs the lead. Ben Barnes trying to tack on the extra point. And the kick is good. And they got one earlier in the game through the air, Vad. This drive, it was on the ground.
Absolutely. I mean, this drive, they were able to sustain. That was our keys right there. As you see Quentin Hayes right there, this guy is being patient and really been an effective triple option quarterback as he flexed on them right there. Really great sustain. Man, look at those linemen. I mean, you got a lineman on the defensive back. That is no good if you're Western Carolina's defense. So far, the Citadel has taken advantage of the flex bone formation, and they're doing different things to really counter the Western Carolina's defense.
Bulldogs have now rushed for 79 yards and a touchdown in this first quarter. And a 14-7 lead. We have a shootout underway, Vad.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're Citadel, you started this season off not being able to score at home, right? And last week they were able to get their first points in their home stadium. And here already they have 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Ben Barnes. Dutton is back for the Catamounts. Dutton looking for blockers on the right side. Takes it out to the 30. Another nice return. The senior from Glen Allen.
Yeah, the guy got speed. I mean, you can see his speed on display. So Citadel has to ensure that they have their fits on their special team units.
Dickens, 4 for 5 so far for 59 yards and a TD. He's also gained 8 on the ground. I mentioned the 2 SoCon Offensive Player of the Week awards. He was FCS National Player of the Week on October 6th after that record-setting day against Wofford. On the ground, Townsend. A couple of Bulldogs miss. And he'll move the chains.
Yeah, really great run, really great setup. Right there as we have an injury on the field. Looks like number 40, Camden Gray, linebacker for the Citadel. Hopefully he's okay.
Gray, a redshirt senior from Inman, South Carolina, out of Chapman High School. He'll walk off. That's a good sign.
Absolutely, great sign. And he got up pretty quickly and didn't stay on the ground, so really great job. So far, Western Carolina got something good going with their run game. As Citadel, as we talked about on that last drive, they had a defensive back in the box. And if you're Western Carolina, you're thinking, hey, if you're going to do that, we're gonna hit you in our run game.
Townsend is the back. And he gets the call. And a big hole up the middle. Another solid gain for Townsend, who continues to move the chains. It takes us to the end of the first quarter. A high-scoring first quarter. Some balance from the Bulldogs. They get their first score through the air. Braylon Knopf on the catch and run for the touchdown, and then it's the mobile quarterback, Quentin Hayes. And the option look, scampers up the middle. After one, the Bulldogs lead the Catamounts 14-7. Kerwin Bell in his 5th season at the helm for Western Carolina. 3 straight winning seasons, 2 straight 7-win seasons. 2nd place in the SoCon last year. And Coach Bell, known for his explosive offenses, that he has led the nation in offense in 3 different places: Jacksonville, Valdosta State, and Western Carolina.
Yeah, this guy knows how to call plays, and he knows how to breed them too. His son is offensive coordinator at Pittsburgh. This guy got a lot of ball under his belt. Played quarterback in the NFL, CFL. Man, he's just a football guy with a lot of experience.
He was a star quarterback for the Gators from 83 to 87. Threw for over 7,000 yards, 56 touchdowns. Went from a walk-on to SEC Player of the Year. Was drafted by the Dolphins in 88. 1st and 10 for the Catamounts to start the second. Dickens takes to the air and finds a diving receiver. That's Malik Knight.
Yeah, I love passes like that as a quarterback because those are drive starters. Those are easy completions where just your man gets the ball. In fact, that's a run play. That's an RPO where the quarterback has the option. If he sees that defensive back 8 yards, he has the option to just throw a 5-yard out.
Time runs out on Dickens. Gains maybe a yard.
Yeah, great job by the Citadel. Jamazon Roberts came in there blazing. Didn't end up making the tackle. He had his buddy Chris Iverson, the defensive lineman number 93. He ended up finishing him off. But great job. You see a lot of guys flying around on the Citadel's defense.
Now it's a 3rd and 4. Richards, Baker, and Tyre, your receivers up top. Thomas goes in motion. Dickens finds his back. Markel Townsend, he has enough for the first. Townsend, another one of these dual threats out of the backfield for Western Carolina.
Yeah, right there you had a mismatch right there with their talented running back, but you had your running back lined up with a lined up with a linebacker with inside leverage, so their outside out route was open.
Now Townsend gets the carry, slips through for about 6 yards.
And this Western Carolina team is a little slippery. There's a lot of missed tackles so far if you're the Citadel. I'm not sure if it's Citadel or the Western Carolina guys are just really good at making one miss. But if you're Citadel, you would like to wrap them up the first time.
Their backs, Vad, they're small but so fast. Dickens fires and completes. Painter, Richards, Baker.
It's all in the rhythm right there for Dickens. This guy, his receivers, they know how to find green grass. And what I mean by that, they know how to find the open space where the defensive players have voided that space.
It's Townsend. He's got 4. Townsend missed last year due to injury. Played 4 games as a freshman. Had 4 carries, 14 yards in this game a couple of seasons ago at the Citadel. He's an AC Flora high school product out of Columbia. Knight in motion. Dickens goes down. That's Josh Cole.
Man, Josh Cole with the neck roll, baby. Get him down, young man. Great job by setting the edge. But Josh Cole did a great job. First, he wanted to come in on fire. Then he was like, oh, no, I got to set the edge. So he made Tyron Dickens turn upfield, which he didn't want to do. And, man, get the sack. Great job with the neck roll.
It'll be 3rd and 9. They can get a first down at about the 3-yard line.
Man-to-man right here.
Dickens finds his back, Townsend, and he's met. Bradley Jones makes the stop. It'll be 4th down.
That's what you like to see right there. If you are a defensive back, and head coach Maurice Drayton, we had a shot of him talking to Bradley Jones on the sideline after that last drive, and he was saying, man, you got to wrap him up. I'm pretty sure he was saying, man, we got to find a way to wrap him up and get him on the ground. Well, that time Bradley Jones left no doubt for a big 3rd down going into this 4th down right here on the goal line.
And no doubt what the Catamounts are going to do. They're going to go for it. 4th and 2. The back is Josh Perry, the freshman from Orlando, Florida. He's the biggest of their backs. Dickens, directing traffic, finds an open man in the end zone. Touchdown, Josiah Thomas.
Yeah, and we'll see if this stands. Coach Drayton is all the way in the end zone right now, pleading to the referees that the wide receiver actually stepped out and therefore was an ineligible player. We'll see if that stands. Looks like the referees may be checking and confirming to see if Coach Drayton is right.
If it stands, it'll be the 2nd passing touchdown of the day for Teron Dickens, and it will.
But how about Teron Dickens? I mean, this guy, he's just comfortable back there in the pocket. When things don't seem open, he always knows how to find a way. Come on, man. It's great quarterbacking.
The extra point is good. And we are tied at 14 early in the 2nd quarter. 3rd touchdown of the season for the tight end, Josiah Thomas. It's Dickens to Thomas. It's tied at 14 between the Catamounts and the Bulldogs. The SoCon's 2 semifinalists for the William V. Campbell Trophy, college football's premier scholar athlete award, are Western Carolina defensive lineman Micah Nelson and the Citadel's offensive lineman Mike Bartolucci. SoCon duo are among 180 players nationally from all NCAA divisions and the NAIA. Candidates for the awards, they must be a senior who will complete his final year of eligibility in the 2025 season, have a GPA of at least 3.2 on a 4.0 scale, have outstanding football ability as a first-team player or significant contributor, and have demonstrated strong leadership and citizenship. So it's a great honor and 2 very worthy candidates.
Absolutely. They are very worthy, and that just fits Mike Bartolucci, who is an ordained minister. His favorite player is Jason Kelsey. He's an Iron Bulldog, first-team preseason. The guy is really, really good, really special.
Nice play on special teams from the Catamounts. The Bulldogs are backed up here. At the 12-yard line. It looks like Kobe Tompkins will be back behind center. Tompkins has a passing touchdown in this game already. 61-yard strike to Braylon Knopf, the only passing attempt for the Citadel.
And already we see the Citadel coming out with their funky look, just getting the defense off track right here, and they're going to shift back in. Might even run the quarterback right here.
Harrington goes in motion. He takes the flip. Harrington explodes. A nice gain. Picks up 11. It's a 1st down.
Man, what I love about that play, it assumes like a run play, right? But it counts as a pass play. It goes into the pass category. And as a quarterback, you're always looking to gain a few extra yards in the pass category. So great job by Citadel on the offensive execution. And as we see right here, receiver goes in motion. And it's a numbers game. It's all about the numbers game right there. Western Carolina actually had a guy over there, but they out-leveraged him on the out.
Running into a pile. Harrington. Coming into today, 101 yards in the season, 4.2 yards per carry for the transfer from Allen. Allen, a program that went from NAIA to Division II, had over 2,000 yards in his career there, 18 touchdowns in 4 years.
Yeah, and as we see, when he gets the ball, he has the opportunity to be, he has like the legs to be explosive. And as we see right here, Citadel's coming out in their diamond formation. Many formations from the Citadel today.
Tompkins on the keeper, dives across the 30. Picks up about 4.
Great job right there from the quarterback, led by Sebastian Boyle right there. His lead blocker was able to give him a lane and give him an opportunity. And we'll see a mid substitution right here from the quarterbacks. Typically, Citadel plays 2 quarterbacks, but typically they let them get drives. You don't see them continue to switch between possession. We'll see what they got up their sleeves.
It's a 3rd and 3 for Quentin Hayes. Boyle is your back. Noth in motion. It's Sebastian Boyle. He's tackled for a bit of a loss. Lost maybe a half yard.
Yeah, that was a 3rd down right there for the Citadel's offense. Weren't able to sustain it. If you're an offense, you at least want to get 2 first downs. And the Western Carolina, typically when Citadel get in that formation, they like to run that whirly bird. Quarterback turns opposite way, spins around, and hand it off, run downhill. So I think Western Carolina kind of knew what was coming, and they certainly was able to stop it.
James Platt, who had a career-long 72-yard punt last Saturday against Valdosta State, had 70 yards earlier this season against Mercer. A boomer here sends Tyre back. Oh, perfect punt. Places them inside the 15.
Great punt.
So Platt flips the field. The Catamounts will take over when we come back. Catamounts will take over from their own 14. Teron Dickens, who I mentioned, came into this game completing 79% of his passes, completing 90% so far today. Vad 9 of 10 for 97 yards and 2 TDs.
Man, this guy is all of what is advertised. He has the nation's attention, not just Western Carolina, not just the Citadel, not just the SoCon, but he has the nation's attention just because he's able to just find ways to complete the ball. He moves around in the pocket. He's a shorter guy, but yet he still knows how to get the ball out on time, in rhythm, and they do a great job creating a scheme around him.
He's preseason SoCon Offensive Player of the Year. For good reason, he was a freshman All-American and a finalist for the Rice Award last season, though he did not play against the Citadel. It's Dutton in motion. Swings it out to his back, Perry, and he's thrown down for a loss.
Yeah, really great job.
Nicholas Mirabella in on the tackle.
Yeah, really great job right there. The wide receivers was obviously trying to block him, but he was able to shed the blocks right there. A nice little easy compliance. That's a form of their run game right there, and the Citadel was able to make it go backwards.
Dickens throws high, and it's picked off. Deflected and intercepted by Drew Yangweso, the grad student out of Tacoma, Washington. He's a transfer from Morehead State. Getting the start today, Vad. He comes up big.
How about that? Giving Teron Dickens his first interception of the year. You know, we just talked this guy up, Dave, and here he goes. He throws his first interception. Great job by the Citadel staying home. The pass was a little high. I believe that was an unscheduled completion right there. Maybe could have been caught, but probably a little too high for his wide receivers. Great ball skills right there. Man, great turnover. As our key of the game, Dave, one of 2 keys of the game was to create turnovers. That's the way that Citadel has to win this game, and so far, so good.
And they're going to take over at the 20-yard line. Great field position for the Bulldogs. Tompkins slices for about 2. Inside the red zone coming into this game, 25 of 32 trips they've scored upon. That's 78%, 66% of the time touchdowns.
And that they're going to have to score touchdowns. You know, you want to come out of this drive right here with an interception in the 20-yard line. You want to be able to come out with a touchdown.
Garrison Johnson behind Tompkins. It's Johnson, leaps over a defender. Did the ball come out? Western Carolina says they have it.
They said the runner was down right there. Man, talking about a helicopter tackle. That was, I mean, Garrison Johnson was in the air for a long time. That was probably his highest vertical jump right there. Good gracious, and he fell on his head. Hopefully he's okay, but as we can tell, he was down with the ball. Citadel dodged a bullet right there.
It was Kenmore Jr. who came up with it. He's the current SoCon Defensive Player of the Week after 2 interceptions last week against Furman.
Coach Curran Bell.
Timeout.
You're going to take another look at this, Vad.
Yeah, we got to see multiple angles on that. Obviously, there was a lot of bodies around the ball, but they're going to take their time with this one. If his head came down, then he was probably down, but they want to see if the ball was coming out first.
I mentioned Moore came up with it, the current SoCon Defensive Player of the Week. 2 interceptions against Furman last week. One was a pick six, the other was in the end zone. So he scored points and he took points away from Furman. Yeah. And he may have a fumble recovery here. We'll certainly take a look.
Yeah, this will be huge for Western Carolina as we take a look right here. Harrison Johnson. Wow, you know, I can't really tell right there, but there looks like some movement, but don't want to speculate. This might be our best shot right here. Wasn't able to, you know, the referees will have to have undisputable evidence to be able to overturn this. The call was that he was down.
This is a big one with the Bulldogs in the red zone. May take potential points away from the Citadel. We'll get word from Bruce Austin.
The ruling on the field of the runner being down before the ball came loose is upheld. 3rd down, the Citadel.
Bulldog fans take a deep breath.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you got to come out right here. You want to keep the momentum on your side. Obviously, after that turnover, you are up, you're ready, you're within the 20-yard line. You know you're going to score points, but you don't just want to score points if you're the Citadel right here. You want to be able to get in the end zone with a touchdown. However, you need to ensure that you hold on to the ball and protect the ball.
It's a 3rd and 4. Get a first down at the 10. Tompkins on the keeper. Makes a move. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Oh, but we have a flag. Don't celebrate just yet.
77 offense. 10-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Oh, man.
Wipes out a great touchdown run from Kobe Tompkins.
Absolutely. Great job by Kobe Tompkins setting up the triple option right there. But, man, whoop, he make a miss, finish in the end zone. Unfortunately, that does not stand. But if you're right here, you know, you got 3rd and 15, not really sure what play call you call right here if you're the Citadel's offense, but you want to ensure that you don't do anything crazy. You want to be able to score points on this drive.
They are in field goal range for Ben Barnes. 3rd and 14.
I'd like to see him throw it up right here. It's one-on-one on the outside. No safety back.
Tompkins fires. Incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Whit Hagood.
Another penalty on the play.
This one might be on the Catamounts. Oh, no, it'll be on the Bulldogs.
Player downfield, number 75 offense. That penalty be declined. 4th down.
This will be a field goal opportunity upcoming for Ben Barnes.
And then as we take a look right here, you got number 75, Darwin. He went a little too far on that play action pass. As we see right there, he was way downfield, big fella. And unfortunately, it was incomplete anyway.
This one from 42. Barnes, his season long is 40. 3 for 5 so far this year. And that one is good. A season-long 42-yarder from Ben Barnes, his 4th make of the season. And with 5:17 left to go in the second quarter, the Bulldogs lead the Catamounts 17-14.
Well, the Citadel defense getting ready to take the field, but the message on the sideline is that they don't want to be out there long. One of the coaches, Robert Topanilla, told the defense, he said, whenever we score, they score. Whenever we get points, they get points. Right now, it's about changing that momentum and mixing up that trend. He wants his offense back on the field, so these guys looking to get a 3-and-out right now.
Thanks, Madison. You mentioned Coach Pinella, and Maurice Drayton credited the job that Coach Pinella has done with the defensive line this season. Go back to year 1 that Coach Drayton was here. They had 9 sacks. Last year, they increased the number. Through 5 games this season, 13 sacks. They already have 2 today, so you're talking 15 sacks. So Coach Pinella's into his craft, understands his craft. And Vad, if you want to find him, early in the morning, jogs around Charleston about 4:15. Hasn't missed a jog in 7 years.
Yeah, it sounds like he wakes the whole Charleston up and tell everybody hello, good morning before he gets going to his football team.
Kickoff from Barnes. Results in a touchback as he's able to keep it away from the dangerous returner, Dominic Dutton. Well, prior possession, Vad, Dickens, his first interception of the day. How does he recover from that?
You know, he just continues. There's really nothing special. He continues to do what he's do. Understand that they're not stopping us. Kind of have that mindset. We only stop us, because as you see, that pass was a little high. Had that pass been down, it would have been just a simple completion. And so he's going to continue to do what he's do. He's fine. I'm sure he's not rattled at all.
And he's got Pat Boyd Jr. in the backfield with him. First down for the Catamounts. It's Boyd. McDaniel in on the tackle.
And McDaniel is showing up big this game and really doing some great things with covering their receivers, but also being physical in the box as well.
I don't think he played last week against Valdosta State, but he's tied for second on the team in tackles this season. Dickens, plenty of time, finds his running back, Boyd. Oh,
my goodness.
He gets leveled.
I mean, Coach Drayton was off his feet right there when McDaniels came down and laid the smack down. Man, that was incredible. There we see Tyron, he went to his check down right there. Man, watch this. Boom. That's how you finish a play right there.
3rd and 5. Tyron in motion. He's yet to touch the ball. Now he does. Right on cue. James Tyre, their leading receiver, his first catch of the day, and it's a first down for the Catamounts.
Yeah, really great job by Tyron Dickens with the pass right there on a big 3rd down. The momentum has definitely started to swing Citadel's way, and so that was a big pitch and catch right there.
Moving quickly, but no gain on the play for Pat Boyd Jr. Junior opened the season with a bang, 142 yards and a touchdown against Gardner-Webb, which was a career day. Here's your completion to their leading receiver, Tyre. Tyre had a monster game against Wofford a couple of weeks ago. 13 receptions, 102 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That game where Dickens set all of his records.
Yeah, he certainly has speed. And
speaking of speed, there's Boyd, bounces off a defender. And he'll pick up another first down for Western.
again, the Citadel defense has got to wrap up on the play right there. As we see, a guy was a little bit shaken up, one of their guys. But Western Carolina is getting extra yards because Citadel hasn't been able to get them down on the first tackle.
And they're moving quickly. 3 minutes to go in the half. Dickens, look out, corner blitz. Gets away from Yangweso and finds a wide open Pat Boyd Jr. Jr. on the loose, down at the 15.
Just another hot day, sipping lemonade for Tyron Dickens. I mean, the guy just it feels like everything is okay. Even when a guy got him almost by the neck, getting ready to sack him, somehow he found a way to get out of that and found his check down running back for a big game.
Now his back is Markel Townsend. Another threat out of the backfield. He gets the carry, slicing through the left side, and a pickup of 8 or 9 yards.
Yeah, really great run. These guys are going faster. Here's the play before right here. As we see, Citadel's not able to get Western Carolina down, but there we go. Tyron Dickens always got his eyes up, looking for somebody downfield. Really great job at grown man quarterbacking right there.
Takes us to the 2-minute timeout. Western Carolina threatening. They're in the red zone when we come back, trailing by 3. A battle today between Coach Drayton and Coach Bell. Coach Bell told us that Coach Drayton's teams are always so physical, really have to be balanced on offense going into their place. They've got a 2nd and 2 from inside the 10. 2 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, and the way that Coach Curran Bell likes to score points, I wouldn't be surprised to see a shot at the end zone right here and maybe even take less time off the clock.
Instead, it's Townsend, and he pushes for a touchdown. That one was easy, Vad.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. I'm sure if you're an offensive line, you're saying, hey, this ain't easy because I'm setting up and hitting and making these holes work. But great job by the Western Carolina's offense right there on that right side of the offensive line, setting up a massive hole for their running back to score a touchdown.
Extra point attempt from Trout. It's good. So the Catamounts have taken the lead 21-17 on a touchdown run from Markel Townsend.
Yeah, great job on the right side right there. I think that was Emmett Rhodes on the offensive line on the right tackle, doing a great job of pinning Citadel. And man, just speed, need for speed on the outside. Beat you in the end zone.
Townsend, I mentioned out of Columbia, absurd high school numbers. Almost 5,000 rushing yards, 81 touchdowns. Senior year, he had 2,660 yards on 270 categories. He was the 2nd leading rusher in the state of South Carolina. Another one of these small, fast backs that Western can feature.
Absolutely. It's always good to be able to do it in your home state as well.
He was their 4th or 5th back going into the season, but with Branson Adams out, he's had a lot of carries, and they like what he's given them. Well, because of the quick score out of the 2-minute timeout, the Bulldogs have almost 2 minutes here, 1:56, to come up with something of their own.
Yeah, and if you're Citadel, you have to be very careful here. You don't want a quick 3 and out because you'll end up giving the ball back to Western Carolina's explosive offense where they can throw the ball around. but you also don't want to do anything that's out of your element where you create a turnover, unnecessary turnover. Last week, going into halftime, their quarterback ended up throwing an interception when they got a little aggressive. So I'm sure they learned from that last week and want to protect the ball.
The give is to Sebastian Boyle. Bounces off a tackler, and it's a nice gain on first down, picks up 6.
And there we see Sebastian Boyle. As soon as he got up, he handed the ball to the referee right there because they want to go a little faster. Although they're huddling, they want to ensure that they get that play call and get going, especially if they get this first down. You're going to see a different speed.
Boyle had that 72-yard touchdown run last week against Valdosta State. Season high 82 yards on the ground the week prior at Chattanooga. Play action, Hayes overthrows his intended target. That was the tight end Saul Diaz. He was open, Ved.
And that's the part of Citadel's offense where you have to develop a quarterback. The quarterback must be able to complete those passes. As you see there, he's patting himself and saying, my fault. But you have to be able to complete those passes. He did a great job of looking off, but he just held on to the ball too long right there, trying to do too much. Just, hey, get the ball in your receiver's hands and let's roll.
Diaz was looking for his first reception of the season. Third down. Hayes on the option. He'll keep it. Good play made by Ken Moore Jr. Going to be a fourth down situation upcoming.
This is a 30-second timeout.
And there we see the triple option look right there. Hayes tried to beat him on the outside. Really great job by their defender, Ken Moore Jr. I mean, this guy is a nickelback, but he's not afraid to come up and make a tackle on the big quarterback right there. And as we see Citadel, they left a lot of time on the clock for Western Carolina's offense. And offensive coordinator Lamar Owens is upset on the sideline right now because he knew that they had an opportunity to maybe even take it to the distance and end with points, missing that pass on second down.
You mentioned Ken Moore Jr. not afraid to come up and make a tackle. Coach Drayton on our call compared him to the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
That's a huge compliment right there.
Loves the way he plays the game. Said he's undersized, and that's why I like him so much, because I was undersized, but I enjoy watching him play.
And that is not what you want when you're Coach Drayton and you preach the middle 8. The middle 8 is the last 4 minutes of the first half and the beginning 4 minutes of the second half right there. And there you have a shank punt right there that's not typical from... Yeah, I don't know what happened right there as we take a look, but James Platt, I know he's thinking about that one. Still one of the nation's best kickers, right? I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but man, this one could potentially cost them with 1 minute to go at the 45-yard line in Western Carolina's territory.
Yeah, rare error from the All-American. First down for the Catamounts. Dickens. Excellent coverage from Yang Weso.
Absolutely.
He's had a nice half.
That was excellent coverage, as you said, Dave. Right there, Western Carolina, they like their curl routes. And right there, it almost seemed like he knew exactly where the ball was coming. The quarterback stared him down the whole time, and that was a great job.
He's lined up against Malik Knight, who has a touchdown in this game already. Tyre goes in motion. Dickens on target, finds James Tyre. Tyre leads the SoCon in all 3 categories: receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns.
Again, you have the curl route that was completed right there. Couldn't make it happen on the right side, so hey, let's go to the left side.
First down from the 35, Dickens. This time it's Thomas.
Good wrap up by Jamazin right there. The clock is still going. Western Carolina still has 2 timeouts on the board, but they're going to go fast right here.
They have a 2nd and 2. Dickens takes off. He's got plenty of space. It'll take it out of bounds about the 20-yard line. 16 seconds to go in the half. Could have picked up maybe even more yardage there, Vet.
Absolutely. I think, you know, if you're coaching, you're like, man, you had at least 4 more yards to get us right there. But, hey, I'm sure that they are okay with him protecting himself. The guy is doing a tremendous job executing the offense and ensuring that they get some points before half.
First down from the 20. Empty backfield. 5 wide for the Catamount. Dickens in trouble, and he goes down. Mikey Rosa, another big play for the Bulldogs.
Man, that's 3 straight games now where Mikey Rosa has a sack. And again, he was our key player of the game. And we said that he has to get to the quarterback in order to stop this red-hot quarterback. And, man, he's coming in red-hot, taking away his toes so that he can ensure that he get on the ground right there for the sack. Great job by the Citadel defense bringing the house.
It's every week, Vad, this guy does something big. You think back to the sack against Mercer, the forced fumble at Chattanooga, that monster sack last week against Valdosta State.
Yeah, Mikey Rosa. That's why, again, that's why he was my player to watch this game, coming into this game, because he brings a sense of energy that just fires up everybody on the entire team. You know, Coach Drayton talked about how Mikey Rosa was his first recruit, was one of his first recruits that came in with them. And so these guys have been able to gel and mold together for the past 3 years, and we're certainly able to see the fruits of the labor 3 years ago.
He said it's been a pleasure to watch him grow. Can't say enough good things about him. He finds a way to be the best version of Mikey Rosa each day. Now, timeout called by the Citadel. 11 seconds to go in the half. It's a second down for the Catamounts at their 31-yard line. So you're looking at field goal range. I have a freshman kicker in Trout as long as 44. And that was last week against Furman. Just beyond that right now.
Yeah, 11 seconds right here. You may even get a run play from the Western Carolina offense to just get there, to make sure that their kicker has a little better kick, try to get a few extra yards so that they can ensure that he's within range. We'll see what they decide right here. It's not many things that you can do with 11 seconds without risking all the time going out. Got one timeout, though.
Markel Townsend, the running back to the left of Dickens. 2nd and 21. He'll take to the air. Dickens connects. James Tyre, he's out of bounds. 5 seconds to go in the half.
For every aspiring quarterback that wants to be a quarterback, I need you to turn on the tape of Teron Dickens. Look at the touch that he was able to put on that pass right there, throwing it where only his man can get it. Now you got 5 seconds left on the 7-yard line. You've given your team an opportunity, and it looks like they're going to go. You're giving your team an opportunity to not just score points, but score a touchdown.
It's got to be something quick with 5 seconds. Western's going to talk about it.
Man.
Obviously, that has to be the end zone. Can't be anything short. You get tackled short, no points.
Yeah, it almost has to be like a back shoulder quick throw or a quick slant in order to ensure that you got time on the clock. 5 seconds is just not enough time. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see the field goal team come out.
And watch here, he's got Tyre matched up against the linebacker, Lee Alexander Jr. Not bad coverage from Alexander, but just a great throw.
Not bad coverage at all, really great coverage. However, you can't beat a perfect throw. You can play the greatest coverage in the world, but you cannot beat a perfect throw. And man, was that not a perfect throw right there.
So now I guess they came to the realization they didn't have enough time for another play, didn't want to risk it. It'll be a field goal opportunity instead for Marcus Trout. 3 for 4 on the season. Mentioned as long as 44. This one from 25. The chip shot is good. So tack on 3 more for the Catamounts, and they will take a 24-17 lead, Vad, into halftime.
Yeah, really great performance by both teams so far, giving it all they got. And, man, really great job by Western Carolina finishing with points on the board right there.
Very entertaining first half. A lot of offense from both sides. Let's go down to Madison. She's on the field with Coach Drayton.
Well, Coach, that first quarter offense, how do you get back to that in the second half?
Yeah, we have to continue to execute. The mark of great teams is being able to do your job over and over again. So we have to get to that.
And great defense so far from you guys. How important is it going to be to get a stop on this first drive coming back?
Oh, it's everything, because right now we're losing the middle 8, 10-3. So we have to come out with our hair on fire, ready to rock and roll.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Madison. Oh, Coach Drayton's looking for some hair on fire. They had it on this play. First score of the game, Tompkins to Braylon Knopf, 7 of the 17 for the Bulldogs. Bounce attack from the Citadel. Western Carolina, Vad, they've thrown for 196 already.
Absolutely. Western Carolina has done an amazing job with their all-star quarterback. You know, Citadel has been able to put pressure on the quarterback and done some really good things. But so far, you know, 24-17 lead going into halftime for Western Carolina.
That's where we stand at halftime. The Catamounts lead the Bulldogs by 7 from Johnson Hagood Stadium. Welcome back. Dave and Vad with you at halftime. Western Carolina has the lead by 7. Coach Drayton, Vad, focuses on the middle 8. You know they want to come out strong in the first 4 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, they have to come out strong, Dave. You know, right now they're losing the middle 8, 10-3. And what that means is the last 4 minutes of the first half and the beginning 4 minutes of the second half. So obviously the last 4 minutes have already gone by, but the second half is huge for them to come out, and they get the ball to come out and get points. Actually, no, Western Carolina get the ball, right? But they get to make a big stop.
And they're in a tight one with a team that's currently undefeated in the conference. As we take a look at some stats from the first half, you look at the right column, you almost think, oh, it's a very balanced offense for the Citadel, but they've only had actually 4 passing plays. The majority of their plays have been on the ground. They did have that long touchdown bomb that accounts for most of their passing yards, Vad.
Yeah, they did. They came out on that second drive with a long pass play. They gave them most of their pass yards, but 98 rushing, you would certainly need that's certainly a good start, right? But you got to keep the foot on the pedal and sustain drives to keep their offense on the sideline.
And you look at the superstar quarterback for Western Carolina, Teron Dickens, 17 of 20 for 196 yards, 2 TDs, but 1 interception.
Yeah, it's first interception. And, you know, when I look at this stat, the thing that gets me right here is time of possession. Western Carolina has held the ball longer than the triple option Citadel offense, which means that the Citadel has to do a better job of sustaining drives and ensuring that Teron is on the sideline. He's doing an amazing job as advertised. I mean, 17 for 20. The guy is phenomenal and really, really good leading this group.
And they've done it with complete balance, 20 rushing attempts, 20 passing attempts for the Catamounts. It's halftime here in Charleston, and Western Carolina leads the Citadel 24-17. (24-17) at the half. It started Braylon Knopf, 61-yard touchdown reception from Tompkins.
Yeah, taking a distance right there. Certainly, that's a great way to start. Western Carolina came back of their own.
Yeah, Malik Knight got involved early. This one Long play down the sideline, and then his second reception of the game went for 6.
Yeah, he took it the distance on that curl route, and the quarterback decided to reward him with the touchdown.
Bulldogs got an explosive run from Garrison Johnson as he got deep into Catamounts territory.
Yeah, great job by big Garrison Johnson, showing the speed as well. And then right there, big Nico, number 63, Nico Rodriguez-Pina, he was able to get his quarterback in the end zone.
Yeah, the TD scamper from Quentin Hayes. Watch Dickens how he directs traffic and finds an open side end for a touchdown. But here, his one big mistake.
Yeah, interception right there. Citadel was able to capitalize it with points on the field goal.
They get 3 from Ben Barnes. Western Carolina got their running backs involved in the passing game. This one went to Boyd. And Markel Townsend picks up the 3rd TD for the Catamounts on the ground.
Yeah, it really highlight firework moments in the first half right there. We'll see if the second half offers some more opportunities to get in the end zone.
And take one more break from Johnson Hagood Stadium. It's halftime and a good one in the Southern Conference. The Catamounts lead 24-17. Getting ready for the start of the second half. Catamounts will get the first possession of the half, trying to build on a 7-point lead, Vad.
Ooh.
Oh, a huge hit on special teams. That's Ben Barnes, the kicker.
Ben Barnes, come on. Citadel's kicker is getting into some action right there. Of course, we had the feature on him early in the game about his mom, but man, he wears that wristband around his leg. Man, mom is looking down, and she is certainly proud of the kicker right there.
Let's go down to Madison on the sideline.
Well, guys, I was able to talk with Kerwin Bell at the half, and he told me that the Citadel showed them a lot in the first half. Admittedly, stuff they weren't prepared for, but he said they settled down and got a grasp in the second quarter, and that's what they're going to look to do again here. But, guys, a big piece of news, they will be without their linebacker in Hayward McQueen. He was evaluated at half with a foot injury, and Coach told me he will be out, a key defensive player down for the Catamounts in the second half. Back to you.
Yeah, you're right about that, Madison. That's a preseason first-team All-SoCon selection. So they'll miss him. Second down, they swing it out to Boyd. Boyd in space, bounces off a defender. Takes about 5 or 6 Bulldogs to get Boyd down.
Yeah, head coach Maurice Drayton will not be happy about the defensive performance so far, not being able to wrap up and get the Catamounts on the ground. You know, these guys are making 1 and 2 guys miss. They have to be able to get these guys on the ground on the first tackle.
Despite being 5'10", 170, Boyd runs so hard. Dickens downfield, finds Tyre. And he's in Bulldogs territory, taken down at the Citadel 33-yard line.
Yeah, threading the needle for quarterback Teron Dickens. I mean, this guy is cool, calm, and collected and know where the open space is on the field, and he's doing a tremendous job getting multiple guys the ball now.
And he is moving fast. Dickens play action. Looking for Tyre once again along the sideline. And this offense is clicking, Ved.
Yeah, this offense is hitting it on all cylinders right now. I mean, these guys, they can't be stopped right now. Teron Dickens, they're going fast. They like to get in rhythm so they can go fast. And so far, the Citadel's defense is looking tired, not even able to line up.
Dickens. He goes down. Mikey Rosa again.
There's our guy, Mikey Rosa, said enough is enough. I got to take action myself. So far, he has played phenomenal in ensuring that he's getting to the quarterback and stopping their fast drive so far. And now, as you see, they got to go slower a little bit.
Another sack for Rosa. 2nd and 12. Dickens in trouble, rolls right. Picks up some yardage.
Yeah, I cannot believe that the refs didn't see that holding. That, you know, I don't want to get on the refs at all, but that was pretty bad right in the face, as Coach Maurice Drayton is letting the referees know it too.
Sets up a 3rd and 5.
It's a big 3rd down for the Citadel defense right now. So far, the Catamounts offense have been able to drive it the distance. You would like to see them get a stop right here, end it with a field goal instead of a touchdown.
Dickens rolling left. Finds an open receiver. And it's Tyre. They're going to say he's short of the goal line. Tyre protesting. Thought he was in.
Yeah, Dickens kind of just stared off to the Citadel sideline right there. I mean, the guy, look how long he has the ball and just scanning. It almost seems like he's playing backyard football and just chilling. I don't know why they didn't call that a touchdown, but that certainly appears to be to me.
On the field as the runner was short of the goal line.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Dave, I think that's a touchdown. But we'll let the referees do their thing by ensuring it and making sure.
Yeah, we'll take another look here. Dickens buying time, directing traffic. Finds an open Tyre. Yeah, that looks good for 6, Ved.
But with this Western Carolina team, they do a great job of making sure that they don't just let Dickens be a sitting duck back there in the pocket the entire game. At 5'11", they do a lot of great things by putting him on the edge. In fact, their first touchdown was on the opposite side when they threw the out route. And here he goes. He rolls to the left side, showing you that he can do it on the left as well.
Just feeding Tyre the football on this drive as well.
After video review, the ruling on the field is overturned. The runner had control of the ball in the end zone. Touchdown, Western Carolina.
And that would be Tyron Dickens' 3rd touchdown of the day.
And one to Malik Knight, one to Josiah Thomas. Now his favorite target, James Tyre. As the Catamounts build on their lead. Extra point opportunity for Marcus Trout. And it's good. So a 31-17 lead for the Catamounts on the 7th touchdown of the season for James Tyre. He leads the SoCon in that category. Now the Catamounts lead the Bulldogs by 14.
Well, head coach Kerwin Bell never planned on coaching growing up. He was rehabbing an injury in 1990, working as a graduate assistant for none other than Steve Spurrier, the longtime head football coach, while getting his master's in psychology at Florida. But he was watching Spurrier's offense and called it almost perfection, and that totally hooked him, guys. Now a lot of what you see in Bell's offense today is straight from those Spurrier roots.
Yeah, you're right, Madison. Coach Bell missed out on Steve Spurrier as a coach by a couple of years, but was on his staff as that grad assistant position. And, he credits a lot of what Steve Spurrier taught him to his coaching success. A lot of the elements in the passing game he took from Spurrier, like timing, spacing, and rhythm, Ved.
Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of head coach Kerwin Bell. Didn't really know of him before coming into this game, but just his approach about going it is pretty special. And of course, being a former quarterback, obviously was able to go see his stats, being in the CFL, NFL. The guy had a long professional career, going to get his master's in psychology. I actually just graduated my master's in psychology. So, hey, I'm looking for this guy to be a mentor for me or something, Dave. I'm going to have to go shake his hand at the end of the game.
He's a good one to look to, both of these head coaches.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about head coach Maurice Drayton as well, who's done a phenomenal job, continue to advance this Citadel's team. As we see, as they get ready to take the offensive set right here, they're doing multiple things in the offense that surprised Coach Kerwin Bell. And here we'll see if they can start off strong second half.
It's Hayes taken down at the 29-yard line.
A really great job on the blocking on the perimeter. Javante Graves-Billa did a great job, and Garrison Johnson Sr. right there as the lead blocker. Really good job in space and letting the quarterback work.
These running backs have done a good job blocking for the quarterbacks all season long. The quarterbacks on the ground really gashed Western Carolina in the game last year in Cullowhee. Western came up with the win. Hayes rolls to his right, has some space, crosses the 40, and Hayes down at the 49-yard line. Big gain and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Man, you know Hayes is doing something well when he pulls out the windshield wiper arm. I love to see his arm kind of redirect him where he's going. But anytime he does that, that means he is trying to gain extra yards and getting a big run right there. There we see it. Swipe on, swipe off. It's the Miyagi right there.
Hayes ran for 466 yards and a team best 7 touchdowns last season for Air Force. Went 4-2 as a starter, the Falcons. Flags on the ground. Bulldogs will back up.
5-yard penalty remains, first down.
And we have to mention that this is the least penalized team. The Citadel, they're ranked nationally, I think 1 or 2 when it comes to penalties. And so far we've seen uncharacteristic penalty right there for the Citadel Bulldogs.
And they only average 3 per game. That's their second today.
And we haven't had a lot of flags today, so it's been fairly a clean game so far.
Yeah, 2 accepted penalties on both teams. Hayes on the option. He'll keep. No gain.
Yeah, great job again by Ken Moore Jr. You know, head coach Maurice Drayton on the Citadel, after watching film of Ken Moore Jr., he called him the honey badger. I mean, look at how this guy just comes downhill and is not afraid to make contact. Usually when you have defensive backs and safeties and cornerbacks, man, they just want to cover a receiver. They don't want to come down and hit. Not this guy. Ken Moore Jr. is doing an amazing job in displaying on this triple option offense.
Listed at 5'10", 160. Plays bigger than that. Hayes rolling right. Incomplete over the head of Garrison Johnson. He was chased by Jordan Thompson, was Hayes.
Yeah, good decision right there from quarterback Quentin Hayes. You don't want to make anything worse, right? And we have a flag also out here, and he was able to throw the ball right there. Great decision.
Quarterback legally grounded the football.
So they pick up the flag right there.
Citadel offense that averages just under 20 points per game, close to that mark already with 17. Not a ton through the air. They average 84 yards passing per game. 214 on the ground.
Yeah, and there's not many pass plays or not many plays in your playbook on a 3rd and 15. As we see, they go 4 wide right here with 1 safety back. See if QB Quentin dice him up.
Finds Javante Graves-Billups. That's his first reception of the day. The Citadel's leading receiver.
And if you're great job, way to step up in the pocket, go through your reads, and get it to one of your best players, Javante Graves-Billups. You know, you are doing a good job. When you get this guy the ball in his hands, he's gonna make something happen. So really great job by the offensive staff for putting the ball in Javante Graves-Billups. And now they have a 4th and 1 right here that put him in a manageable situation.
Hayes looking to throw. Going back to Graves-Billups. He goes down. A flag goes down as well.
Yeah. Defensive pass interference right
Pass
there.
interference.
Obvious.
Number 0 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
How about the Citadel on 4th and 1? Coming out with a pass play, a play-action pass right there. You love to see it, and they didn't get the results, but they did get the penalty and what they needed. Great job by Quentin Hayes getting the ball out and giving his receiver a chance for that to even happen.
He had to get it out quickly. There was a defender right in his face.
Yeah, Ken Moore Jr. again.
Graves Billups in motion. Sebastian Boyle picks up 4.
And I just want to go, take a look at this drive so far. I know that Citadel, their culture in their bloodstream is triple option football. However, good things happen when you're able to complete passes and get the ball in the air. And so far, they are now having a more sustainable drive because of those 2 pass plays that they called. One was a completion and one was a penalty that got them 15 yards downfield.
And now they have a 2nd and 6. Bo Harrington, the back to the right of Hayes. He gets the call, spins forward for extra yardage. He is close to a first down. See where they spot it.
Bo Harrington is a young man that does not want to go down. He's going to find every opportunity, every way to stay up on his feet. And I love how number 77, Tyler Higgins-Hill, even pushed him for another 2 yards and said, man, here you go. I got you, buddy. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they marked him about a half yard short.
Here's that whirly bird, their favorite play.
Hayes looks like he'll have enough, spotted right at the 16-yard line, and they give him the first down.
Yeah, move the sticks right there. That time it was a change-up right there. Typically when they get under center, the quarterback does the whirly bird out and hands the ball off to the running back. However, they decide to let the running back be the lead blocker instead and let the quarterback get the first down. Referees are discussing some players' extra activity after the play right there. Not really sure what happened, but Coach Drayton is fired up and letting the referees know.
Well, the Bulldogs have a first down in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the Catamount 16.
No safety deep.
Hayes up the middle as the backfield emptied with Harrington going in motion.
Yeah, and so far those safeties are coming down and playing in those run fits right there, almost daring the Citadel to throw the ball in this type of situation. But if you're the Citadel, you want to continue to run your bread and butter now that you're in position to score points.
Second and 6 for the Bulldogs. Graves Billups in motion. It's Bo Harrington. He explodes through a hole. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Bo Harrington. Really great job on the left side of the offensive line. Big number 77, Tyler Higgins, and Darwin Marlowe did a great job right there ensuring that Bo Harrington get in the end zone. That got to feel good for that young man. Darwin Morelos, excuse me.
Not mistaken, that's the first touchdown run of the season for Bo Harrington, who had 18 in 4 years at Allen. Picks up his first as a Bulldog. And the extra point from Ben Barnes. Right down the middle. How about that response, Vad, from the Bulldogs? Drive right downfield, and it results in a Bo Harrington touchdown.
Yeah, great job by the Citadel being nasty and physical, but they was able to use the pass game to help them get into the end zone, and they're going to continue to need that as the 4th quarter comes rolling around.
Well, we have a one-score game here at the Citadel, and tensions are high down here on the sidelines. Two players, Cameron Dabney of Western Carolina and one of the Citadel players, got into it in the end zone. Punches were thrown, according to Coach Drayton, and he felt like there should have been more action from the referee, and he voiced that to the referees. But guys, down here, tensions are high and things are getting serious. The Citadel really feel like they have a shot in this one. Back to you.
Well, they absolutely do, Vad. They're only down by 7. Defense is going to have to come up big here for the Citadels. They'll be kicking off to the Catamounts.
Yeah, this is a big game for the Citadel to come out with their dukes up and fight for what they want. You know, earlier in the year, head coach Maurice Drayton talked about he wouldn't let any of his players, let alone date his daughter, right, because they didn't have that dog, that fight in them. Uh-oh.
You know, Tutton has that fight in him as he takes it out to the 40-yard line.
Absolutely, but you like to see Citadel, you like to see them fight, you like to see them continue to grow and develop because, man, these guys, they do have the dog in them, and as the Bulldogs come out right now, they have to do a better job of ensuring that they get to the quarterback, Teron Dickens.
They've sacked him 4 times already.
And so, you know, that's a great point, Dave. And what that means is the defensive back, the secondary, has to do a better job of covering their receivers and making sure a lot of times he's holding the ball and just creating plays. He's an artist out there. They got to eliminate him being an artist.
Townsend, a flag is down. We'll see if this one comes back.
Looks like holding. It looks like it
Holding, 52 offense. 10-yard penalty remains, first down.
Big break for the Citadel right there. The holding penalty. That was a big game by Western Carolina on the first play coming out after a Citadel score. Breaking Citadel's favor, and when those things happen, you got to take advantage of it if you're the defense. All right, they got us once, fooled me once. Shame on you, fool me twice. Man, you got it. You can't fool me twice. You can't fool me 3 times. And so Citadel has to take advantage of now what is a 1st and 20.
See if they can get to Dickens. Mentioned they've sacked him 4 times, but when he's had time, he's completed 21 of 24 passes. Dickens completes another one, finds his favorite target in Tyre. And that's reception number 7 on the day for Tyre.
Yeah, we call that spot routes, where you got multiple receivers just sitting in a spot running about 5 yards, and you're spreading the defense out and giving the quarterback options to choose 1, 2, or 3. Which spot does he want to go into?
Dickens not on the same page with Painter Richards-Baker.
Well, that's because the pressure that Dickens was feeling right there, and he had to get the ball out of his hands sooner than what he wanted to do. And so right there, Citadel now has a big 3rd and 12 right now where they have to ensure and make sure that they get off the field. They need to get off the field this possession. There's no questions about it.
Can that pass rush get to Teron Dickens? 3rd and 12. Towns in the back. Oh, did the Bulldogs jump or did Catamounts make them jump?
False start. Offense number 67 to 78. 5-yard penalty remains, 3rd down.
It's on Stephen Hamby.
Yeah, they actually got the wrong guy. It was really the right guard. Number 67, Stephen Hamby. Oh, the left guard, excuse me.
So now a 3rd and 12 becomes a 3rd and 17.
Everybody's on their feet right now, feeling good about it.
A quick hitter to Malik Knight. Fired up Bulldogs defense, they'll force the punt.
Fired up Bulldogs defense and fired up fans, fired up sideline. Everybody's fired up because they know that they got fight in them. 24-31 right now, getting ready to punt the ball to get their offense. And as we take a look here at the quick screenplay right here, everybody was able to rally around. Of course, they was willing to give up a few yards right there because it was 4th and long.
Looking for a return here from Braylon Knopf. Averages 3.1 yards per punt return. A fake. And plenty of space here for the Catamounts, who have a first down and a lot more. And that was Isaac McClellan, redshirt sophomore from Rock Hill, South Carolina, out of Northwestern High School.
What a gutsy call by head coach Curran Bell. 4th and, what was it, Dave? 4th and 10, 4th and 9. They decided in Citadel's territory, and they decide to go for a fake punt. And it was wide open. It was open. And, of course, if you special teams, Coach Tony Coatsum and head coach Maurice Drayton, who has an extensive special teams background, you're pretty upset about that, and you're going to fix that ASAP.
First down for Dickens. He'll go for it all. He's got Knight. Touchdown, Catamounts.
A thing of beauty. I mean, this quarterback is making his old quarterback, almost tears coming out of my eyes right now. Just how great of a performance this is by their star quarterback. I mean, it does not get any better than this. Tayron Dickens is all of what's advertised, was able to put some touch on the ball right there. And, you know, Dave, they have so many guys that are able to touch the ball that everybody feels good and everybody's going hard because they know that they may have the potential to make a big play too.
The extra point is good. The lead is 14 once again for the Catamounts. Second touchdown reception of the game for Malik Knight. This one on a bomb from Teron Dickens. And Catamounts lead the Bulldogs 38-24. Well, what a swing of emotion for the Citadel. They thought they had a stop on 4th down, forced a punt, going to be within one score, Vad. Instead, it's a fake punt, and McClellan converts, and then one play later, Catamounts lead by 14.
Yeah, you know, that hurts if you're the Citadel. Everybody was on their feet. Everybody was excited. The sideline was jumping. The fans were in the game. And then Coach Curran Bell pulled that old stunt where that wisdom kicked in, where he thought that this was the perfect opportunity to go for the fake punt. If you're Citadel right here, you have to be aware emotionally of what just happened and get things back together. And on offense, you gotta demand excellence right here, where you gotta come out and go and score to stay in this game, Dave.
Well, the bad news is you're down 2 scores. The good news, we're still in the 3rd quarter in what's been a pretty high-scoring game. Plenty of time for the Bulldogs to put up some points, get right back in it. Looks like the quarterback on this drive will be Kobe Tompkins.
Yeah, and Kobe Tompkins, you know, throughout the season, he's been more of the guy to put the ball in the air and complete passes. And so right now it's going to take everything that this quarterback has to offer in this entire offense.
He has a passing touchdown today. Spinning forward is Garrison Johnson.
This is that fight where Coach Drayton talked about early on in the year, where he's looking for his team to mature, right? He used the analogy I shared earlier about, you know, hey, he wants somebody to marry his daughter, somebody that's going to marry his daughter. He wants somebody that's going to protect his daughter, right? Not saying that any of the Citadel teams, the players would marry his daughter, but he's just using that analogy in terms of he needs grown men on this team to really protect their house. And so here they have the opportunity to grow up a bit.
Flea flicker. Tompkins deep downfield has Graves Billups. Oh, makes a terrific catch. Spinning around, falling backwards, Vad. He comes up with it.
Man, what a great play design and what a great throw and catch. Anytime you get the ball in Javonte Graves Billups' hands, something good is going to happen. I mean, he had his man beat by about 5 yards. He probably would have scored had Kobe Tompkins had time to get the ball out, but really great execution. That's exactly what Citadel needed on this drive.
What concentration to make that grab. Bulldogs in business. First down from the 36. Tompkins again to the air. It's a QB draw. Picks up a yard.
Yeah, that will get a team back. Again, After all of that momentum swing that just happened, your quarterback go out and stand strong in the pocket and is able to complete a long pass down the field over 40-yard pass reception. Man, that's really good on the flea flicker right there. As we see another look, actually one of Western Carolina players fell down. Had he not fell, it probably would have been a busted play or a sack for Western Carolina.
Tompkins on the option, he'll keep. Tackled down by Ken Moore Jr.
Yeah, that was just your traditional triple option set right there. And man, I love this guy, Ken Moore Jr. This young man is coming down. I mean, we've said his name multiple times. And again, these defensive backs, they're playing against a traditional triple option run heavy team. And usually defensive backs will check out, coming into a game like this. But it seems like this guy is everything that Coach Drayton actually talked about in terms of kind of having that honey badger-like swag.
Well, it's 3rd and 3. Tompkins picks it up himself.
I think he's short.
You think he's short?
Yeah, we'll let the referees decide.
See where they spot it when we come back. It's the end of the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs trail by 14, but they're threatening. Western Carolina leads the Citadel 38-24. More offense batted in that 3rd quarter. First touchdown of the season for Bo Harrington.
Yeah, you like to see Bo Harrington in the end zone. This guy, he's been tapping on it for so long now. A couple games he's had phenomenal performance. But then Teron comes back and just throw a nice, beautiful bomb for the touchdown right there. Big 4th quarter, setting up to be a big 4th quarter right here. If you're Citadel, this is where you put your dukes up. You got an opportunity right here to set the demeanor on 4th and short. As a traditional and as a triple option team, there's no question everybody in this stadium, except if you're Western Carolina, of course, they expect for you to get this first down, run the ball down their throat right here, and pick up this first down.
It's 4th and less than a yard. The quarterback is Quentin Hayes.
Last time they was in this set, they allowed the running back to be the lead blocker for Quentin Hayes, and Quentin Hayes is the bigger quarterback, so they probably let him ensure that he gets the first down.
Hayes behind Garrison Johnson. A big hole and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, not only did he just get the first down, but he got so much more. And on the Western Carolina sideline, here's a look right there. Not only that, he got a little bit more, and shout out to the big man, Mikey Rosa, not Mikey Rosa, the center right there.
Mike Bartolucci.
Mike Bartolucci, there we go. Names are familiar, but Mike Bartolucci right there, I mean, he dominated his man on the line of scrimmage.
Pick up a couple yards on first down. That's Javonte Graves-Billups.
Yeah, direct snap to Javonte Graves-Billups right there as Bo Harrington steps into the game. Obviously, he scored the Citadel's last touchdown, and so we'll see how Citadel, big 2nd down and about 8 yards right here on the 12-yard line. They're knocking at the door for another touchdown.
Hayes remains the quarterback. He's got Garrison Johnson to his left, Bo Harrington to his right. It's Harrington around the left side. He's tackled for a loss. Jordan Thompson comes up big for the Catamounts.
Yeah, really great job by the linebacker, Jordan Thompson, right there, making sure that Bo Harrington did not beat him to the edge. Bo had a little green grass right there, but Thompson came down really strong and made the tackle. Big 3rd down right here, 3rd and 12, which is not typically Citadel's element, so you would think that they have to put the ball in the air here.
Thompson is 3rd in the Southern Conference in tackles, 53 coming into today. Quentin Hayes rolling to his right, has a wide open receiver, Braylon Noth, Tried to break a tackle, almost did.
Yeah, great throw right there. Great play call by the Citadel. Unfortunately, Braylon Knopf was not able to break that tackle. Really great tackle by Western Carolina. But as we see, you got the quarterback on the move, where Quentin Hayes feels a little bit better throwing the ball when he's on the move, getting him a better opportunity to get the ball into his playmaker's hands right there. Great job by Braylon Knopf. And now you have a 4th and 3, down by 2 touchdowns. I think you want to go for it right here and not just kick the field goal.
They could pick up the first down just inside the 5. Hayes. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Fire those cannons. Quarterback Quentin Hayes. Phenomenal job up front by the offensive line to bring this down to a 1-possession game. We got a ball game, folks.
Second rushing touchdown of the day for Quentin Hayes. He's got the belt. Extra point opportunity for Ben Barnes. And the Bulldogs are back within 7. How about this response, Vad? Quentin Hayes, touchdown number 2 on the day.
Man, picking up 2 4th downs right there on that. Man, really great job. Fire those cannons. Everybody's excited. Everybody's on their feet. This is leading to a great game going down to the wire.
Well, Cade Bell was the offensive coordinator for his father, Kerwin Bell, a couple seasons ago at Western Carolina when they led the nation in offense. Cade Bell now the offensive coordinator at Pitt. Some of his Catamounts went with him. Desmond Reed's a star running back up there, coming off a big day against Florida State last week. Some other talented players as well. So Kerwin Bell had to replace a lot of that lost talent. He went back to the well down in Florida and got some fine skill position players. They're going to get the ball back here, leading 38-31 in what's become a shootout, Vad.
Absolutely.
Short kickoff. And Western will start, looks like at about their own 26-yard line.
Man, I just got to say really quick, Ben Barnes is no typical kicker right there. I hope we could cue that replay up. He just flipped a guy. A guy tried to come and hammer him, and he just flipped him. Of course, he had a tackle earlier, which I think we'll take a look at. But, man, we got to get that one on the replay as well.
Barnes more than a kicker. He's an athlete. He was a first-team all-conference player as a linebacker, running back, and kicker in high school. He can lay the boom. At Buckeye High School, Ohio native.
Yeah, typically kickers are, they wait till the returner comes to them because they don't want that action. But this guy literally got off his feet. He left his feet to go get that tackle. And then another time, he just flipped the guy who tried to come and block him. I love it from the young man, Ben Barnes, kicker for the Citadel.
Perry is the running back to the left of Dickens. He'll look to pass. Incomplete. Trying to find Perry. Mikey Rosa in coverage.
Yeah, great job by Mikey Rosa, and great job by the defensive line getting to that quarterback. Here we go again, putting them in an uncomfortable position right here on a 3rd down and long. So the Citadel is getting hype, right? This is meaningful for them. Of course, they got the stop last time, but Western Carolina went for it on 4th, which led to a touchdown. They need to get off the field.
Getting loud here at Johnson Hagood Stadium. Tire in motion. This is blown dead.
Not a penalty. False start, Western Carolina.
False start. Offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Vad, it's reminiscent of that drive where the Bulldogs got the stop and then were victims of the fake punt. Again, it's going to be 3rd and long for the Catamounts.
Absolutely. Yeah, as we take a look right there, the left tackle and the wide receiver right there just went a little too early. But you can, Dave, you can just feel it. people are starting to believe. Citadel's defense and sideline, the fans, everybody in this stadium is starting to finally believe in this game.
Tire in motion. Dickens, pocket collapses, he takes off. And he goes down short of the first down, as the Bulldogs will force another punting situation.
I'll tell you what, I watched a game earlier this year. I believe it was James Madison University. They decided to go for it on fourth down, a fake punt twice in a row, right? And so we'll see what they try to do right here as we take the look right there. Great job by the Citadel defense, corralling the quarterback and stopping their receivers, being able to cover their receivers. And as we see, just had to get down and get what he could get. Man, great defensive stop. And now there's hope, there's belief. Wearing blue.
Bounces, takes a cat and mouse roll inside the 25 and will be downed close to the 21-yard line. And we'll take a break. 10:47 left to go. Western Carolina leads the Citadel 38-31.
Well, the Bulldogs are in the dogfight right now, and a key to that success has been the culture of this team. In year 3 for this staff at the Citadel, and Coach Drayton says culture is a real priority this season, and that goes for the coaching staff too. Right now, they're deep into Squat-tober, a fun challenge that gets the coaches hitting the weight room together in effort to keep them sharp. Assistant head coach Everett Sands is leading the charge, guys, and Drayton admitted to us that although he is no spring chicken, Sands is still the best athlete in that room. Vat, I'm sure you can still put up some big numbers yourself.
You bet, Madison. I'm trying to get in Squat-tober with him. I've been trying to look for a free gym membership anyway, so I need to go check with the coaches. Check out Ben Barnes right here. I mean, this is the kicker for the Citadel. He already had a big hit already, and there a guy tried to come and block him, and he said, "Get off me, man." I love it. Shout out to Ben Barnes. Clearly, he's in the weight room.
Yeah, clearly he's taking part in Squat-tober. Coach Drayton putting up some big numbers as well. He's still got it.
Yeah, he wouldn't disclose those numbers though, so I'm not sure if we can confirm that, Dave.
First down from the 22. Quentin Hayes slicing through the right side. Hayes has a first down and more. Oh, and he's pushed forward to the 45-yard line.
The Bulldogs got a little life. They got a little dog in them. Quentin Hayes is saying, "Give me the rock. I'm not going down easily." Great first down play right there. And here we go, tempo for the Citadel offense, which we typically don't see a lot.
It's a carry for Bo Harrington. And a solid pickup on first down. Harrington continues to see a lot of work past few weeks. Coach Drayton told us, "We found Bo through my son, who's a graduate of Allen University, where Bo played his undergrad years. And watching and going to his son's games, son was the equipment manager. He said, I had the opportunity to see Bo play live. He's also the son of a coach. His father's a high school coach in Florida." Quentin Hayes, not much there. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. And getting back to being a coach in Florida, Vad, his father, I mentioned high school coach, Citadel's defensive coordinator, Raleigh Jackson, his father's a coach and coaches for Coach Harrington. So there are some connections there on several different layers.
Yeah, head coach Maurice Drayton talked about you got to be a bit creative when you go to the transfer portal and looking for players, especially ingraining them in this Citadel culture. You know, becoming a cadet, being a part of this thing, it's a unique experience. So they have to be creative and they have to rely on those personal connections. Shout out to Coach Drayton's son for being the one that put this plug together with Bo Harrington, now wearing the blue, Citadel blue.
He empties the backfield. Hayes. That's a big stop for the Catamounts. It's a loss on the play.
Yeah, and it's getting pretty chippy out here right now. Braylon Knopf and their DB, Samari Dukes, was literally over there putting their dukes up. You know, not great execution right there from the Citadel. I believe they're going to go ahead and punt. Now, James Platt is like their weapon. Coach Drayton will say that he is one of their best players, probably the best player at the punter position. So he certainly want to utilize him in this position to try to pin Western Carolina back.
James Tyre is back getting ready to receive the punt. First a whistle.
Delay a game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty remains. 4th down.
So maybe just giving Platt and his big leg that some extra room.
Yeah, they may want to go delay a game a couple more times with Platt's foot. I mean, this guy is tremendous in the punting game. Now, he has had a shank, right, this game, but, you know, I think he has the mental fortitude. Coach Drayton talked about this team having the traffic light mindset where red, yellow, and green, they know how to go from red and press the green button to transition.
High end over end, fair catch called for by Tyre. And so the Catamounts are pinned inside the 20. We'll take a break from Johnson Hagood Stadium, and a good one. Western Carolina leads the Citadel 38-31. Catamounts have the ball up 7 with just under 8 minutes remaining. Now a challenge for this Bulldogs defense, Vad. They said they were excited for the challenge of facing Teron Dickens. Got to get the ball back here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is setting up this is already an amazing and exciting 4th quarter. Being able to stop Teron Dickens is what this Citadel team talked about all week. They're coming up and facing the challenge. This secondary has to live up to the expectations of slowing this guy down.
Dickens has time, finds Townsend out of the backfield. Runs over a defender. Takes it out to the 30-yard line and a 1st down for the Catamounts.
Yeah, the thing about this quarterback is not just him looking downfield. He does an amazing job getting his eyes downfield, but he always understands where his check down is. And that's why he's so efficient in the pass game, because it almost can work out like a run game, knowing that you're going to be efficient. And there we go. We see him in the run game, which we don't see a lot, right? But yet he is a shifty guy that's able to go the distance as well. Really great job building off the pass completion. And now the run fake right here. Whew, put a guy on skates right there.
This season, their first look at Dickens. They didn't get to play him last year. Townsend. Picks up 4 or 5.
You have your Curran Bell. You're saying to yourself, we're going to win this game with our quarterback, the ball being in his hands. So far, we've seen the quarterback come out and throw the ball, but he also has been able to run the ball, and now it opens up other opportunities for more guys to tote the rock as well.
And that carry for Townsend about a yard short of the 1st down marker, so it'll be 3rd and 1 upcoming. Catamounts moving quickly. Again, it's Townsend. Dives forward for the 1st.
Yep. 1st down right there. Move the sticks, and now you've crossed over the 50, so now you're in Western Carolina's territory. They're deciding to move fast while the Citadel is also substituting defensive line. Coach Drayton said that about 12 different guys, and a lot of guys are going to play on that defensive line because they want to be fresh.
Dickens looking deep down the sideline.
Oh, you cannot call that.
It was caught out of bounds by Malik Knight.
Now, I do understand that the defensive back head was turned, and you want to get your head turned. However, that ball was out of bounds. It was a non-catchable pass right there. And so I don't think they can call that. But, again, Dave, I don't get paid to be a smart guy.
We'll get together here and discuss. This is a big call.
So we take a look right here.
There was contact, but you're right, Vad.
It was contact.
That ball was caught a few yards out of bounds.
Yeah, definitely contact right here, right? But
Would he have been able to catch it inbounds if there wasn't contact?
I didn't think so, but
Pass interference. Defense number 10, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
obviously the ref thought so right there. You know, to be fair, the ball was close enough to that out-of-bounds line that, you know, they thought their judgment is that he could have caught the pass. And so with that being the case, you know, we leave it up to the smart guys to call the game correctly. We haven't seen a lot of penalties this game. It's been fairly clean for the most part. Of course, you have some here and there. And that was a huge, that was a huge, you know, definitely didn't want that if you're Citadel right there.
Sets up Western Carolina at the Bulldogs' 32-yard line with a first down. And there's a flip to Dutton, met by about 4 Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Kale Williams, Tyreek McDaniel, both safeties coming up to make the stop.
Yeah, Camden Gray kind of set up Kale Williams right there. As you see Camden Gray, and then Kale Williams came in and finished him off right there. Citadel Bulldog has got to find that dog, got to find, you know, the Catamounts have had the ball extensively, and they're cutting down that clock as well.
Townsend, straight up the middle. Picks up maybe 2.
And here we are in another third down situation, about 3rd and 4 for the Catamounts offense. This gives them, you know, they are in field goal range, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do run the ball right here. However, they got their all-star quarterback to give him options to throw the ball and to pass the ball is probably their safe bet.
Townsend in the backfield with Dickens. He's been very efficient. Dickens will take to the air. And the open man is Josiah Thomas. 4th reception of the game for the tight end out of Austin, Texas.
A really great job. Again, another spot route for the Catamounts. They like these routes where the guys just run about 5 yards and turn around. It allows the quarterback to get the ball out of his hands quickly. And that's what you're looking for, to be efficient. And now we're starting to see them huddle up and slow it down now that they got the first down, because why? They are eating at this clock right now.
Approaching 4 minutes to go. High snap handled by Dickens. Townsend. Spin move gives him an extra yard.
Camden Gray again coming down at the linebacker position. He has had a great game as well.
It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 13. Time continuing to tick. 3.5 to go in a 1-score game. This fast-moving offense for Western Carolina certainly not in a hurry now.
Yeah, they're not in a hurry with the lead up by a touchdown right now in scoring range. They want to be able to get some time off the clock.
We've got movement. It's blown dead.
Snap infraction. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
That's the 7th penalty on Western Carolina. The Bulldogs have 4.
Yeah, Western Carolina, you want to be disciplined right here. You got the lead up by a touchdown. You're within the red zone right here, and you certainly don't want to go back. Want to go forward so that you can keep pounding the rock.
And it stops the clock.
Yes, and it stops the clock.
Play action, Dickens. Dutton. Touchdown, Western Carolina.
Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Tyron Dickens? This guy continues to put the nation on alert about him as a star quarterback.
Extra point upcoming from Marcus Trout. He's been perfect today. And he will remain perfect.
And if you're take a look right here. I mean, again, another beauty, right? Where this guy, only his receiver is able to catch the ball with the defensive back head turn as a quarterback. You know that your receiver has the better chance of being able to track the ball. And as we see some fired up emotion right there. I love to see it at the quarterback position. I mean, throwing 5 touchdowns, your team is up by a touchdown. You have the opportunity to put this game away. That was the stamp right there. Now, if you're Citadel, you got to look at it on the bright side, right? If you could take any positive out of that, they scored with still 3 minutes to go, which gives you now an opportunity with 3 minutes to score twice.
And the touchdown for Dominic Dutton, number 4 over there on the bench in white. Actually began his college career running track at South Carolina. We've seen his speed in the return game. Transferred to Old Dominion to play football from 2022 to 2024. Getting it done here late in the fourth quarter for the Catamounts.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy has been able to, he's showing his speed, and he's showing what he can do. I mean, obviously right down the road at South Carolina, and then transferred to a school that I won't mention out of respect to James Madison, who's playing them right now, my alma mater, right? But he's doing a phenomenal job for Western Carolina, and man, his skill is on display today.
14-point lead with 3 minutes to go.
Dave, as a quarterback, now you gotta love these situations. I know you don't want to be down. I know that you don't want to be down 2 touchdowns with 3 minutes to go. However, you still have the 2-minute timeout. You still have 3 timeouts. And man, as a quarterback, you gotta love this situation, because it puts you in a situation where even at the Citadel, a run-heavy offense, it puts you in a situation where you know you are forced to throw the ball. And so here's your chance. If you're a quarterback, if you're Kobe Tompkins, you're saying, hey, coach, I want to pass the ball a little bit more. Well, here's your chance to go and prove it.
So far today, he's 3 for 4, 111 yards and a touchdown. But staying on the ground here, he'll pick up about 10. They'll move the chains.
And the clock stops, which is advantage Citadel.
There's Garrison Johnson on the carry. He's behind Tompkins. Taking to the air. Now Tompkins takes off. Past the 50 to the 45-40. Tompkins wrestled down at the 26-yard line.
You gotta go. Really great decision. QB Tompkins didn't like what he saw downfield, but decided to take off with his legs, and now they're back on the line right now. Man, really great drive starter right there for the guys.
Johnson up the middle. Takes us to the 2-minute timeout. And we'll take one last break from Johnson Hagood Stadium. 2 minutes to go. Bulldogs looking for points. They trail by 14. 38-yard scramble from Kobe Tompkins has the Bulldogs in position to score here, Vad. They need to do so quickly. 2 minutes to go. They trail by 14.
And that was a big play by your quarterback, Kobe Tompkins. I mean, here's the main thing. They got 3 timeouts right now, and they're on the 25-yard line, down by 2 touchdowns. The biggest thing is they do not want to use their timeouts because they need to score fast, and then they need those 3 timeouts to try to get a defensive stop, or maybe an onside kick first, and then try to get a defensive stop. So, man, you gotta, as a quarterback, again, this is what you dream about. And so far, Kobe Tompkins is taking advantage of the opportunity. Now we got to see him put it in the air and get in the end zone. He got him.
Looking for Knopf. Oh, unable to come up with it. A diving effort from Braylon Knopf.
Really great throw by your quarterback, Kobe Tompkins. And obviously, you know, as a receiver, you want to be able to bring that down. Now, Braylon Knopf did a great job of beating his man, but he also tried to get his feet in bounds. And man, so close right there.
Noth, who already has a touchdown reception today, almost had another.
Again, no safety deep, though, right here. So, again, Western Carolina is saying, I dare you to throw the ball.
Instead, it's the option. Tompkins short of the first down by 2 or 3 yards.
Oh, coach called a timeout.
Well, you do have to get it right here, Vad, because it's 4th and 3.
Yeah, it's 4th and 3, so you definitely got to get it right. So Coach Drayton, decided to call a timeout so that they can come in and talk about it a bit. It'd be interesting to see what they come out here with. I mean, you got to think that you got to put the ball in Tompkins' hands right here to give him an option. Earlier in the one of the drives in the second half, they decided to roll out their quarterback, Quentin, and had a guy in the flat. I'm sure Western Carolina has probably taught their guys, telling their guys to look out for that. But I thought that was a great option to give the quarterback an option to either run or throw the ball right here. And so you may see something similar on this play.
We'll see what they come up with. 4th and 3. Ball's on the 20-yard line. Trailing by 14, 1:43 to go.
Like they got a Coach Bell. Got the battle of the timeouts right here. Coach Bell brought him out just to see what the offense was going to line up in, and now they have an opportunity to coach that on the defensive staff right now. Change up their scheme.
Bulldogs, who have lost 2 games in a row to Western Carolina, 30-16 last year in Cullowhee, 49-14 a couple of years ago in Charleston. Trying for the revenge game today, Vad. Not much time left, 1:43, trailing by 14, and this 4th and 3 is a must.
Absolutely. Coach Drayton has not been able, as a head coach, he hasn't been able to defeat this team in his 3 years of coaching, but here's their chance. And so Citadel got to have his back right here. Big 4th down for the guys, for the Citadel right now, and see what type of play call they come out. They're coming out with like a bunch formation here to the field side with also a receiver out wide.
Harrington is the back. Tompkins rolls to his left. Beats a defender. He's got the first down and more. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
They have hope. They believe. Big decision. Quarterback Tompkins was able to defeat the Western Carolina defense right there with his legs. A lot of times when we get in these 2-minute situations, you feel pressed to force a ball into positions that may not be open, but yet the run game was open for the quarterback.
You said it had to be in his hands. It was. It results in 6. Now an extra point from Ben Barnes, as he remains perfect on the day.
A great decision. I thought maybe he was going to throw it over the head since the defender's back was turned, but all Kobe Tompkins seen was green grass for the touchdown. And, man, he made Western Carolina defense pay for it.
2 touchdown day for Kobe Tompkins, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground. And it's a 1-score game once again. 1:36 to go. Can the Bulldogs pull off some special teams magic here, Ved?
Well, Coach Drayton has an extensive background in the special teams, obviously been a coach in the NFL, special teams coordinator in the NFL as well. And so, man, out of all the days of his many days of watching special teams film and coming up with creative tactics on special teams, man, this would be the opportunity where it shows up. This would be the time that it needs to show up right now, and hoping that his players execute. Right now, the Citadel team, they believe. And so far, in this second half, they've done a great job of fighting back, and it comes down to this kick.
Hands team in for Western Carolina. The onside kick ends up in Catamounts possession. That was Painter Richards-Baker, fifth-year wide receiver.
You know, didn't get the bounce that they were hoping for right there. As we take a look back, you had the kicker and the punter. James Platt ended up being the one that kicked it right there. Didn't quite get the bounce that they were looking for. 2 timeouts. It's going to be a hard task, which, you know, but they could potentially have some time on the clock. They just need to get these guys stopped on defense.
Markel Townsend in the back. He'll try to close it out for the Catamounts. Townsend, patient, looking for space, and explodes through a hole, and he's gone. But he'll smartly slide down at the 9-yard line.
Really, really smart play by that young man. I thought he was going to go in for the touchdown. Of course, you want the stat, right? You want that stat, but it's about the team more than it's about we more than me right there. And really great job of being patient right here. Look at him. He's been patient. He had his tight end, big number 86, Braden Blackman, lead up as his lead blocker right there, and wisely decided to slide. Great job and great execution.
As soon as something opened up, acceleration from Markel Townsend. He's over 100 yards in the day. This time he goes down for a loss.
Hey, you know, I believe Coach Drayton was the one that said earlier, Coach Bell is one of those guys, and this week one of those guys is going to keep putting his foot to the pedal. And they certainly did to the end, and ultimately they're coming out of this stadium with a victory.
Dickens takes the knee. And that'll do it. A hard-fought victory for Western Carolina. The Bulldogs gave them all they could handle. This shootout today in Charleston, the Catamounts will defeat the Bulldogs 45-38, Vad.
Yeah, Citadel has, you know, they shouldn't hang their head at all after this performance. This was a hard-fought battle. I mean, I've seen a lot of dukes thrown, a lot of punches thrown up here in the press box. These guys absolutely want it, and there's nothing but respect as this game ends.
I think we can say we saw 2 of the best teams in the Southern Conference today on display.
Absolutely, and I truly agree with that, Dave. These guys were amazing. This was a fun game to call from the booth, and both teams just kept fighting, and man, really good performance by Western Carolina.
And Madison is on the field with Coach Bell. Madison?
Well, Coach, this one ended up being a dogfight. What was it that allowed your team to be successful today?
Well, we just kept persevering, and we found a way offensively to keep scoring points. You know, I think right before half was big. We got about 14, 17 points there, and separated ourselves a little bit, and then we were able to hold that lead throughout the second half.
We'll talk about offense. Teron Dickens threw for nearly 400 yards. How has he really been able to ignite this offense as of lately?
Well, you know, he throws the one interception, which is just one. It got tipped. But when he gets going and you get him in a rhythm, boy, he is hard to stop. He can run, he can create plays, extends plays, and then he's so great in the pocket with his poise and his ability to be able to throw the football in all parts of the field. So we got a special kid here, and you know, we got to get better on our defense. Still upset a little bit about that today. Went backwards in that area, but they attacked us in a lot of different areas, and we found a way though to get the job done.
Well, you said throwing it to different parts of the field. 5 different guys able to reach the end zone for you. How will the depth of this team carry you through the rest of the season?
Well, like we say, the strengths are in our numbers, and hopefully, you know, as we continue to go, you know, everybody's having to play backups, and we think our backups is as good as anybody in this league or better. So, got a lot of depth. We're going to have to use it throughout the rest of these last 4 games, but I feel good about making a run. You know, we got a week off. We'll get some guys back healthy, and then we got a 4-game streak to see if we can go win this thing.
Well, good luck, Coach. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Well, Vad, they're on track to do just that. Now 5-3 on the season, 4-0 in the Southern Conference.
Absolutely. I mean, this is going to be a relieving bus ride back home for Western Carolina. These guys came out and they fought hard, and in the end, they were victorious.
The Bulldogs put up 38 points for the second straight week, but this time it wasn't enough as they lose to Western Carolina 45-38. The Bulldogs are now 3-4 overall, 2-2 in the Southern Conference. Plenty of season left ahead for the Citadel. That'll do it for us here at Johnson Hagood Stadium. For Vad Lee, Madison Whittle, and the rest of our crew, I'm Dave Weinstein saying so long from Charleston, where the Catamounts have defeated the Bulldogs in a good one, 45-38.